If these gas prices weren't bad enough, these car prices are killing people. People are trying to figure out alternative ways of travel, whether it's cycling, unicycling, sled and snow dogs, whatever it is. But these things are getting really bad. So let's see what people got to say about everything going on in the car market.
Dealership went around asking the employees how much was the average car note in 2026. $800. The average, $800. And one guy said $875. Roughly $875, but I just did one for $920.
I didn't think I was gonna stop it that early. $920. You'd better be driving out there in the Rolls Royce. $920, that is crazy talk. I remember being in high school, that's how much rent was. That's how much car notes are costing nowadays. And I don't think cars have to be that expensive. I'm gonna tell you what I drive in a little bit, but this is crazy.
Hold on, because this is the only thing that gets me about these high car notes. It's no longer just the fact that people are choosing to drive luxury and all this other stuff out here. It's people driving Hondas. I mean, your Nissans, Toyotas, and their payment is running them about anywhere from $700 to $800 just for the car note. I'm afraid that nowadays it's no longer something to do with what you drive. The fact that people can't even get approved for certain vehicles without the terms and conditions being crazy.
So I'm gonna have to ask, if you are buying a car and they hit you with an $800, $900 car note, one, what is your credit like? And I'm not a big fan of using credit. I think you should buy cars cash when you can. But if your if your credit score is below room temperature, I would understand why you might get like a $900 a month credit, a $900 a month car note, or if you for some reason are buying a car brand new off the lot, which I don't recommend anybody do anymore. These car prices are so damn high. Like, they gotta do what they gotta do to afford these cars. People stripping on the weekends, people driving Uber, people doing whatever they need to do to try to afford these cars. But I don't think you should buy a brand new car at all. And if your credit score is janky, I'm talking if your credit score is low, I'm talking lower than Donald Trump's approval ratings, you need to really reconsider financing the vehicle. You'd be better off just paying $300 a month to yourself. Like, put it into a savings account, save up for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then buy a car cash, because it's crazy out here. Or, get a bicycle.
People can't even afford to, one, go get or pay for cash cars, and then can't even afford to keep up with the maintenance that gotta go into cash cars. And then don't get me started on if you live in states like North Carolina and you just so happen to drive those cash cars, that a lot of times a cash car will continue to drive and work smoothly even when lights are on in the car. But in the state of North Carolina, you cannot renew your registration, aka you will be riding dirty if you can't get your car inspected. Hello, if the lights are on, you gotta spend more money to get everything fixed on the car before getting somebody to do the inspection, unless you can find somebody.
I can kind of understand that from a safety perspective. However, I'm a firm believer of like paying for your car to be re-registered every single year is some form of fraud or some form of scam, because why do I have to re-register to use my property every single year? It's like I'm damn near renting it still. It's like you really don't own anything. Like, I just thought about that. Anyway, I get it, whatever, taxes, and, it helps get money to the state, whatever. You guys need to figure out different ways of making money besides, you guys already tax us on everything else. We have property tax, you have income tax. Some states don't have income tax. You have all these crazy taxes, and then you still need to make me pay once a year to drive my car on the public roads that my taxes go to paying, that you guys don't fix. Potholes everywhere. Craters damn near. I told this story once before. I hit a pothole in Compton and my check engine light came on. Immediately, boom, light. I said, yo. One guy told me recently he hit a pothole, got a flat tire, and actually billed the city. Like, he sent the paperwork to City Hall, to the city councilman, saying your guys' roads caused me to have a pothole, this, that, whatever, and they reimbursed them. So if you guys run into a situation like that, bill the city. Take a picture of the pothole, take a picture of your car's damage, and send it to the city. Be like, you guys need to reimburse me because my taxes are going towards fixing these roads and y'all ain't doing nothing about it. Damn near swimming pools in the middle of the road. It's absolutely outrageous. Now, as far as having to get your car inspected, I can kind of understand from a safety perspective, because if your car is not safe, it could pose a danger to other riders on the road. But But mainly it's a threat to yourself, which I think is like you assume the risk. So if you're driving a car with a bunch of lights on, then that's a risk to you. However, there are ways to go around that. Go to AutoZone, you can buy one of them car thingies and just clear the codes. But I wonder how long they drive your car for to see if the codes will come back on. But you can just, I'm not telling you to do that. But a lot of people do it, especially you scamming used car dealership scumbags will clear out the codes, take somebody for a 20-minute test ride because you know the lights won't turn on for like a 30 minutes. And then once the person gets home, lights up like a goddamn Christmas tree. I'm talking check engine, check oil, transmission, power steer, everything just, it looks like the 4th of July in there, all them bright lights in the goddamn dashboard. But yeah, man, that's wild to me that they make you guys do that. However, cash cars should not be that bad. Like if you are buying a cash car from somebody off of Facebook Marketplace named Jerome Sampson, yeah, you're probably doing it wrong. You can buy a good used car cash from a car lot. You have to just do your research, learn cars, or if you don't know cars, find somebody that knows cars, and you're probably gonna have to save up somewhere around $10,000 to get a good used car. Now, when you save up that $10,000, please don't go put that down on a down payment for a $30,000 car. Take that 10 to maybe 15 grand and go buy you something nice that you can drive for a good 5 to 10 years. Maybe not 10, at least 5 to 6 years. I promise you can do it.
Who will just pass it? America stands for money. If you don't have a lot of money, you will not survive. And it's not just having money. It's how easily, readily, fast, much, all of that goes into the type of money that you have. You may got money to pay that car note on a car that you go get from a dealership. So unfortunately, in 2026, everybody with an $800 car note is not because they're driving something luxury. They're not driving a Mercedes. They're not driving a Maserati. They're not driving all these luxury vehicles. They are driving some of the most basic vehicles and paying that much money, not always because they want to, but because they have to. Thank you.
So again, I gotta wonder about you guys' credit score. I don't like using credit. I did use credit a few years ago to buy my car. That was the last time I used it. But my interest rate was 6%, 7% interest rate. And I'm not gonna lie to you, my car was like $20,000 and I put down about $12,000 to $13,000 for a Nissan. I got a Nissan Rogue. So I put down, I think $13,000. So I only owed like $7,500 at the end of it after like taxes and fees got assessed on the car. So my car note right now is about $200 a month. So it is possible, but you're gonna have to have a pretty sizable down payment. And if I could go back, I would have just took that $13,000 and bought something cash. I wouldn't have a car note right now. And I really wish I didn't get that freaking Rogue. You know how much it costs to fill up a Rogue? This side note, $80 here in LA. Gas be like $5 to $7 a gallon, sometimes $8 a gallon around here. It costs like $80 to fill up this freaking car. I swear I wish I just would have kept my Prius. This is why I tell you guys don't fall into consumerism. I let people get in my ear, tell me like, man, you too big to have a Prius. Man, get you a bigger car. Got rid of the Prius, got the Rogue, and now gas prices is higher than Whitney Houston. So I'm tripping right now. So yeah, but you can get a car for a good price. I promise you can. You gotta know how to shop around. You gotta know how to save your money. You gotta know how to buy cash.
We see high prices on everything.
House, fuel, groceries.
Well, I looked up the other day. We talked about this before. The average cost of a car in the 1990s when we were growing up, so we're 80s and 90s kids, but we were teenagers in the 90s, was around 19,000. You remember the average cost of the car now today?
Well, we just bought one and we could barely find one under 50. And we don't have something special. We have something that we got a 2021 Toyota
That we bought last year.
that we bought last year and was what we got 40. We did 47. It was 47,
No, it was like 43.
43. Well, after interest and everything.
But that was a used car. So
it was a used car. It was 3 years old.
And now the average cost of a new car is $50,000.
I know you lying. 50 grand? You wonder why it's so high? Because somebody gonna pay for it. Somebody's gonna pay for it. Somebody's gonna finance their way to buy that car. Stop buying them. I hear these used car lots. I mean, these car lots are are holding on to inventory for a long time because they're just not selling. It's 2026. I hear that some lots have cars from 2024, some even 2023. And you know what's crazy? They're barely dropping the price. The car is 4 years old, brand new on the lot, and they might have dropped it $2,000. Boy, if you don't cut that price in half, or you just let that sit there and rot, let all those cars rot. We don't have to buy into all this consumerism. We don't have to buy into this system. No, let those cars rot, because ain't no way a brand new car should be $50,000 unless it is a very nice car. A very nice car. No way. Absolutely not. Completely ridiculous. I'd rather get on the bus before I spend 50 grand on a car right now. And you guys should consider it too. If you don't have any kids and you don't have like a wife, consider something else. I love motorcycles. I think you guys should ride motorcycles.
I bet you would be lucky to get one at 50 now.
Why is everything in the United States a motherfucking scam and just designed to make you motherfucking fail, dude? You guys know my mom got in an accident in the Cadillac. She's been driving a car that a lady was kind enough to let us use until we figured out to buy my mom a car. So I've been trying to buy my mom a car. And my mom doesn't want anything special, right? I'm just trying to get a car like $8,000, $9,000, trying to get her a little Honda CRV, 30 mile per gallon on gas, reliable. Don't really care about the mileage. So I went down to a dealership the other day looking at like a 2017 one, but it had like 186,000 miles. And I was talking to the finance manager and he's like, are you wanting to put any money down? Of course I don't want to put money down, bro. Just let me make a payment. You know what I'm saying? And if you get a used car, they don't finance cars with over like 125,000 miles.
Why don't you want to put any money down? That's going to make it way worse in the long run. See, this is what I'm saying. I think a lot of you guys just are having a hard time buying these cars because you're not in the financial space to buy the car or don't know how to buy a car. It's $10,000. Put like 5 down if you can afford it. And now I know that they say that they're kind of in dire need, but put something. I don't care if it's $1,000. Put something down, because if you don't, they're gonna screw you over big time. Like these car dealerships might be some of the biggest scammers in America. Like right there behind the pharmaceutical industry and drive-through fast food restaurants. Like they are major scammers. So a $10,000 car, put something down. I don't care if it's $250. Put something down, because you don't want them to. If they find out you got to finance the whole thing, including the closing costs and everything like that. Let me not say closing costs, but taxes and registration costs and everything like that. When they find out you got to finance all of it, oh, they are gonna abuse you. I promise you.
Which means what? Which means if you want to buy just like a car with higher mileage, you got to put a bunch of money down in order to be able to try to get financed at all. And most of your financing is going to come from like a credit union. Your APR is going to be stupid as fuck. So if you just need a reliable vehicle that's relatively cheap, you're going to have to come out of pocket like a motherfucker. Meanwhile, I could walk out the dealership with a brand new $60,000 car, no problem. So let me get this straight. You won't loan me. Like this was like a $14,000 car, right? And it was probably valued at like 12. So obviously, when a bank looks at that, it says it's underwater. Well, okay, let me put a couple $1,000s down, and then you'll get it financed. The dude was like, "Yeah, bro, you probably don't want to try. Just get, a car with less miles and pay more money." And I'm like, okay. So I ended up going on Carvana or CarMax and bought a car from CarMax. Spent twice as much as I wanted to just so I could get this shit done, bro. But it is such a fucking scam, dude.
Yeah. The reason that they're gonna do that is because for banks, financing a older, messed up car is a risky proposition because it might go out like a lot sooner. However, this idea of paying double because you don't want to put money down, it's cheaper. They're willing to give you more money. Like they're willing to finance the car that's newer, not just because it's lower risk, but because they can gut more money out of you. It's more money in their pockets. I would have completely recommended that you just saved. I know that they said they had to borrow a car from someone else. And I think that if you are going to do that, see if you can talk to that one person, like give them a little bit on the side. Like, look, let's drive this for a little longer, or see if you can just purchase the car from that person straight up. But there's no reason you should have went for a car that was double the price just so that you could spend less up front, because in the long run, it's going to cost you way more. there's a financial literacy issue, and it could be a financial income issue because you wouldn't put nothing down on a $14,000 car, or I think they said $12,000 car. You got to put something down. If you put down if you save $300 a month, in 10 months, you have $3,000. In 20 months, you have $6,000. Okay, so you're almost at 2 years and you have $6,000. You probably, nowadays, you can't have that. There's no like $6,000 ready to go cars anymore because the used car market is predatory. I ain't gonna lie to you. But at the very least, if you have $6,000 down, you have more leverage when you go to buy a car. And when you go buy a car, you don't tell them how much you have down up front. You negotiate the price of the car down first. If they find out you have a sizable down payment, again, they will try to screw you over. Negotiate the price down. Negotiate some other things like I want oil changes and them tires. I want some, I want my tires rotated with the oil changes. Well, they're supposed to do that anyway, but let them know you want some tire service every so often. You want transmission fluid change after a certain amount of miles. Negotiate everything you want. Get the price you want, all the perks, you know what I mean? And then when it's time to do the paperwork, be like, oh, I'm gonna put down 6,000. Maybe lie to them, be like, I'm gonna put down 1. And then after you get what you want, put down 6 or 7. It's a better way of buying a car. Like they're trying to play you. So you gotta play them back. You are a fool to play fair in a game that's rigged. If they want to play that game, you got to learn to play that game right back.
This is why people always get cars they can't afford, because the more expensive the car, the easier it is to get financed. It is such a fucking scam, dude.
I agree.
There is no such thing as the ready-to-drive daily driver for $3,000 anymore. It is not 2014. In my experience, nowadays, if you want to buy something that's going to be able to drive away and not need immediate maintenance of some sort, you should be budgeting for around $6,000 to $7,000. If it's a retail dealer, closer to $7,000 because you have to pay sales tax and everything. But what used to be a $3,000 ready-to-go daily driver car is now at least $5,000 to $6,000. Yes, there are these like outliers of good deals, but it really doesn't exist anymore. The market, especially in Southern California, is so aggressive and competitive. All those little diamonds in the rough usually get swooped up by flippers or by small dealers or whatever. So if you need a car, plan for at least $6,000 if you don't want to have to be doing work on it immediately. Or
$6,000. Like I said, if you put away $300, $350, let's say $300 a month, in about 20 months, you're gonna have the $6,000. Now, by that point, prices are gonna go up. But start saving for a car before you need a new car. And I know that's hard. I know a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are suffering. So it's like, I don't even have the money to put away $1,000 for myself, and I really need a car. That's when you might want to consider not having a car at all if you can afford it. If you don't have kids and if you don't haul things, it may be a good idea just to not have a car. We don't need to have cars. You guys got to get out of this idea that you have to have a car. You can survive without a car. And I'm not saying like it's the most optimal way to live. And I'm not saying that it is 1,000% better to ride on the metro, especially here in LA. You ride in the metro, you likely get spit on by a homeless man with meth on his tongue. So I get it. It's a little dangerous to ride the metro depending on where you live. But you don't want to put yourself in such financial hardship that eventually you're going to lose the car and end up on the bus anyway. I think that right now, if you have it right now, like if you're going to have to buy a car anyway eventually, right? You're going to have to eventually pay that car note, which is money that you're going to be giving away. Start giving that money into a savings account right now. Put it in the high yield savings account. That way, actually, it acquires more interest than a regular savings account. Start paying that car note right now. Pretend you have a car note right now. Give yourself a $500 down payment, and every single month put $300 into it. Because if you were to buy a car, you would have to do that anyway. So do it right now when it's not a big deal. Don't wait until you absolutely need a car to start saving for it. As soon as you get a car, plan for that thing to go upside down or plan for that thing to break down on you. You have to buy a new one. Start putting money away right now because you want to be able to be stress-free when you go buy a car. And like I mentioned, let's say you're able to put away $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. Do not put that on a down payment for something worth 10 times the amount of your savings. So if you save $6,000, don't go buy a $60,000 car. I don't think you should buy anything more than double. So if you have a $6,000 down payment, go for something that's $12,000. It will be way more beneficial for you to do that than to try to finance something that is way too expensive. People say things like, well, I'd rather buy new. That way I don't have to worry about it. You know, it's going to last long. I don't have to do too much maintenance to it. Let me explain something to you guys. I have seen ambulances. I've ridden in ambulances because I used to be an EMT that were Fords with 300, 400,000 miles on it. And I took that 400,000 mile ambulance from Los Angeles, I won't say the hospital, all the way to Vegas to drop off a patient. And that thing had 400,000 miles on it. These ambulances probably shouldn't have been on the road. And to any patients I might have had, I apologize for putting you in that level of danger. Really, it's not my fault. It was the company I worked for. But with proper maintenance, I promise you, it doesn't matter how used the car is. It is cheaper to maintain a car than to buy a brand new one thinking that you won't have to do no maintenance. I promise you, if you do the right maintenance, and I'm talking about the right maintenance, you go to the mechanic and you pay whatever that amount is and get your car tuned up properly, it will last. The reason that you guys feel like something is always breaking down is because you go into these back alley dealerships, not back alley dealerships, back alley mechanics who get all of their supplies from like AutoZone or OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, and they like tinker with your car a little bit to make it drivable, but they don't actually fix the situation. It's like giving you a pill that fixes the symptoms, but not actually helps the cause of the sickness. That's why a lot of cars go bad. So proper maintenance is going to prevent a lot of that.
Or if you don't want it to have like 250,000 miles on. This applies to clean title vehicles. Salvage title, that's a whole nother thing. I don't even get into that.
If you are in the market for a new car these days, be prepared to pay up. According to ABC News, the average price now for a new vehicle in the United States is more than $50,000. They say only around 13% of new cars in the U.S. are priced at less than $30,000 these days. To afford the higher prices, experts say a lot of buyers are extending their loan terms, some going out as many as 7 years. That means a lot more interest, of course, over the course of that loan. You've probably
7 years? You can finance a boat, a yacht for that kind of, oh my God, 7. I couldn't imagine having a car note for 7 years. I can't. Every time I've bought a car in the past and I did have to like have a car note, I wouldn't have it any longer than like 4 years, like 48 months. That was the absolute longest I would do. And I really try to pay it off in 36 or less because these interest rates will kill you. And this is back when I had like terrible credit. My credit's better now, but eventually I want to get to the point I have a 0 credit score because I'm getting rid of everything. I'm gonna cut up on my credit cards. I'm gonna get away from the credit system, period, because I don't like the idea of credit. I don't like the system of it. Before any of you credit gurus get into my comment section talking about you need credit. No, you don't. No, you don't. You really survive without it. And I'll make a whole video about it, but you don't need credit.
noticed car insurance isn't cheap either. Oh no, it's getting more expensive too. Insurance prices up 55% over 6 years ago. The cost of car repairs, yep, that's up too. Car repairs up more than 48%.
That's actually the biggest scam. These mechanics are expensive as a whole, but like the dealership mechanics, I know people will be like, if you go to the dealership, if they mess it up, they'll fix it. Not true. So many people are suing dealerships because they'll take your stuff out on joyrides, they'll crash it, they will try to fix it without you knowing it. One guy, I forget his name, he's another content creator. He took his Tesla or whatever car it was to the dealership to get it fixed. Would you believe they turned off his dash cam? And he has no footage of what happened to his car after he turned it in. I don't think it was a Tesla. I think it was actually a sports car. He said he got the car back. It was making sounds that he had never heard the car make before. And yeah, these dealership mechanics could be just as bad as any other mechanic. They're scammers, but at the dealership, oh my goodness, they hit you with so many fees and costs and this and that. I'm like, it doesn't cost $150 an hour for you to change my tires. It does not. Because I can go there, I could do that. I can't do that myself. Like I can take a tire off and put it back on, like take a wheel off and put it back on, but changing a tire requires very heavy machinery. But the point I'm trying to make here is that these car dealership mechanics are scammers. That's the real money is maintenance. They don't get the money off the car. The car, yeah, that's cool. Financing and maintenance is how they stay alive. That's how they stay afloat. So we gotta really be careful. The fact that the cost of maintenance went up 48%, let's round it up to 50. So a repair that would have cost you $100 is now $150. A repair that would have cost you $200 is now $300. A repair that would have cost you $500 is now $750. You are out of your mind. Out of your mind. I can't stand greedy people, dog. Like, I hate this system. That's why I call you guys the Revolutionary Army. This is the revolution. The name of the show is Emancipation. We're going to emancipate ourselves from this system by just withdrawing our money and withdrawing from all these systems, because at the end of the day, they're not looking out for your best interest, so we're not going to be buying in.
Is the world just crazy to everybody else? Like, now me and my wife are having more kids, so we're looking for a car with more seats for her. I'm looking at used Chevy Tahoes. I'm talking like a 5-6-year-old Chevy Tahoe with like 50 to 100,000 miles. They want like 40-50 grand for these things.
50 grand for a used Chevy Tahoe? Like, look, that's a nice truck. And they're going to be a little pricier than the average sedan. But absolutely not, boy. And I would tell you to go get a minivan, but minivans are even more expensive. I'm going to tell you guys something real quick. I know you guys don't like the look of a minivan. That is one of the most plush, like, luxury drives you'll ever have. When I tell you that shit, it drives so smooth. It's so spacious. You feel like it's like sitting in a recliner and just floating over like still waters. That was too poetic to describe a minivan, but you get the point I'm trying to make. Minivans are dope, but those are expensive too. There's really no getting out of this, is there? There's really no getting out of it. This is wild.
How did things get so out of control? I'm talking a Chevy Tahoe. We're not talking some fancy Mercedes or BMW, like a used Chevy SUV with like 100,000 miles, and people want that kind of money. Now when I see like a normal ass SUV, a freaking Chevy on the road, I'm like, wow, what do these rich people do? Like, what? I remember when new cars were like 20, 30 grand. Now used ones are 50. Like, what the fuck?
All right, yeah, that's enough of that. These videos are getting repetitive, but you guys get the picture. These car prices are out of control. We're not going to pay it. The people on this channel, the people watching this, the people of the Revolutionary, we are not going to pay these car prices. We're not going to do it. The fact that a Chevy Tahoe with 100,000 miles on it is going for 50 grand, you are out of your mind. That is a Chevy at the end of the day. I'm a Ford guy. That is a Chevy. It ain't worth $50. But the fact that it's getting so high, no. And I know people are going to be like, well, people just need to be better with their money. And I agree to a certain extent. We do need a little bit more financial literacy and a lot of financial income. But at the end of the day, the fact that these companies are so predatory actually makes it hard to be financially responsible sometimes, because sometimes things happen. Sometimes we are in need, a car breaks down, we need something immediately, and then you can just see these slimy dealership guys just rubbing their hands together as if they just found themselves a sucker. They say, yeah, we see you're in a little bit of a bind. We got just the thing for you. It might cost you an arm and a leg, and you might have to, sell the soul of your future unborn child, but we can get you the car. That's what it's coming down to. So no, buying used, save your money. Buy used good though. I would say anywhere from, I know the person in the earlier video said about 7,000. I would say try to save anywhere from 10 to 15, or save as long as you can. Use your car till the wheels fall off. And then when you absolutely need the car, you should buy cash. And if you do want something a little bit newer, the cost of the car should not be any more than double what you've saved. So if you've saved 15,000, don't buy anything more than 30,000. If you've saved 10,000, don't buy anything more than 20,000. If you do that, I promise you'll be able to keep your monthly payments low. Just be smart, do the right thing, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, emancipate yourself from the system. We are withdrawing. Thank you guys to all my revolutionaries. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and be easy.